What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I am bringing you guys my first and yet another new series, and this is 3 Looks 1 Palette. This is a series that a lot of beauty influencers, beauty gurus, whatever you want to call them, I guess, and me, do on their YouTube channels. And for today I'm going to be starting this series off with a palette that I have been enjoying. And I didn't expect to enjoy. I definitely have some pros and cons on it, which I will talk about in a different video. But this one, I'm going to be showing you different looks that you can create. And this is the LA Spalsh Classic Horror Palette. Now, this is the outside packaging. It's like a slip or a sleeve. And then here is the actual packaging. Here's the back. Okay, so that's the back and that's the front. Let me give you a good look at the actual palette. And here's the actual palette. This is pretty true to color. I have a good amount of light on me. I have my ring light on as well as my ceiling light. So I ended up finishing this look out, and I will come in closely. So I ended up doing this look tonight after I got home from work. I was like, let me de-stress, kind of stay low key, and I got a little high key. I went a little dramatic, and I realized how different this look has been compared to the other 2 looks that I've done using this palette. And I really thought those are the times that I really love to see a 3 Looks 1 palette, when I get to see a really dramatic different looks that somebody can create with the same palette. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and at least film the intro tonight. I will probably do the actual look another night, or maybe if I'm feeling daring I'll do it again tonight, who knows. But yeah, this is the intro for my 3 Looks 1 palette. I will of course just keep going in on the different looks, but this is look number 1. Alrighty guys, see you in just a second. Alrighty guys, so I came in close and I actually decided to go ahead and do this tutorial tonight while I'm semi in the mood. So I just rubbed off, well, not rubbed off, I wiped off my whole eye and I reapplied concealer so I could just do the eye and just call it a night. So what I did is I actually compared 2 different primers, and I preferred the primer on this side, which was actually the Urban Decay, Urban Decay, what is it? Primer Potion. So I'm just gonna apply that onto this eye, and it is a little chunky. This is a sample that I've been using over an extended amount of time, so you know, I just have to take my time and put it in or rub it out. I will most likely be buying the Urban Decay Primer Potion set during the holidays. I will most likely be purchasing that. And from what I've seen in the past, that one nor the spray really run out, so we're just gonna take my time in purchasing that. Just give me a second. I'm having a few technical difficulties with my eyelashes getting a chunk of primer in it. I'm just gonna make sure all of this primer is really rubbed in. I find when I don't, that's when the eyeshadow doesn't really work as effectively. And I'm gonna just take a little bit more and just make sure I got it all the way up to my brow. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. I've been messing with this for a little too long for me. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the eyeshadow palette. Let me get it together, and I am gonna hit Psycho right here. That's what this color is called. And that is just going to be my transition. I did not set my base. I prefer this with the stickier base, this eyeshadow palette. So I'm not going to set it. I do go ahead and pick up a decent amount of product. Y'all can see that on my black-haired brush. Hopefully it looks better on the playback than it does right now. Okay. So next, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush. Oh, that was a Sigma E40, by the way. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild blending brush and go right in here. Come on, come on. Into Toxic, right here. And this is just going to go slightly under and then honestly slightly over Psycho. Once again, I'm not being super precise with this color at all. Hopefully you guys can see, probably not. These are my tutorials we're talking about. Okay, next I'm gonna take this Give Me Glow brush, which I've really grown to love, and I am gonna go into this shadow, and it is called Madness. It's the only green in this eyeshadow palette, and I'm just gonna go right into it and put this lower in the crease. The best thing about this green is that it actually deepens once I apply it with this color combination. And so that really helps to create like a layering. That's not the perfect word, and I'm gonna be pissed when I'm editing like sis. A gradient. It helps me to create a gradient effect. To do is just every so often I'll go back in with this Wet n Wild brush. I'll go into both Psycho and Toxic, kick off the excess product, and just blend the edges. That's just something I like to do. You don't have to do it, but when I'm really attempting to have my eye looks blended, let me see. Ooh, okay. I don't know why I wasn't using this mirror. When I really attempt to get my eye looks to be blended, I really like to go back and forth with my brushes. That's all I've done. So now I'm gonna take an even smaller brush, and this is a ColourPop E9. I do really like this brush, and I'm gonna go into, let's get some good right there. I'm gonna go into Curse, and that is going to be an even deeper shadow. So I'm gonna go even under the green, and I'm just gonna deepen it out. I'm gonna wing out the blue as well to help really define that shape. And then I'm just gonna keep working at it. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is go back into that green brush without any additional product this time, and I'm just gonna blend. Now I'm gonna go right back in with that blue brush. I'm gonna add just slightly more. With this palette, it does not have any kick up in my opinion, but there is a lot of, and I've never gotten any fallout. Like with this eye, I did not tap off my brush. But I will say, if you do tap off your brush, you will get a lot of like evaporating shadow. I don't really know how to put it, but yeah. So that is how my eye is looking right now. I've really deepened out my crease. What I'm just gonna go and do is just continue to maximize the color on each of the colors. Maximize the colors on each of the colors. Lord have mercy. I'm just gonna go back and emphasize the color in each level. So this is the yellowish level. I've already done the green level. I'm just gonna go back and do the blue. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the black. Now, I doubt very many people would do this, but it was honestly the only brush nearby and it worked out, so we're just gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna go into Lights Out. Where are we? Right here, right here. I'm gonna go into Lights Out, which is the black, and use a pencil brush. This happens to be the one from Peach and Pearl, and I'm literally just going to put this on my lid. Now I'm putting it in the spot that is not have any product, so it should theoretically just cling right onto my eyeshadow primer. On my other side, I would say it clings a little bit better, but you know, you can always build it up. This is a really nice black though, I will say that. Okay, so that is basically the look. What I'm gonna do now, well, that's my upper eyelash, lid line, whatever. Now what I'm gonna do is take one of my favorite brushes, and I really need to figure out if I can purchase another one. This is the MUA crease brush. It's the 315, and I am just gonna go and blend in between each shadow. So for the black, I'm gonna use the tip. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the black and just blend my outer edges. Just slightly. And then I'm gonna do, there's like a little slant on it. I'm gonna pick up Curse and apply a little bit more of the Curse and blend Curse into the black and the green. And I'm also, this brush is really good at getting the inner parts of my eye. So we're gonna work on that. And then in typical me fashion, I'm gonna take my brush, wipe it on my pants, and then I'm gonna go into the green, and I'm gonna do the flat side, and we're just going to apply a little bit more green, specifically in the inner corner. Yep, and just get that rolling. Okay, tap it off, and then we're gonna dip into both yellowish macaroni colors. Oh my, I got a lot. We'll go back. I put a lot on that outside, so let me just blend. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go back and fix anything in the inner tear duct that I felt like didn't work out. So I'm just gonna emphasize the blue a little bit more because I feel like that got lost in the shadows, and then get that green. And there you go. So that is the upper lid. Now for the bottom, honestly, it was very, very quick. I basically did everything that I did on my upper lash line on my bottom. So I'm gonna go into the black, which is Lights Out. Right against my lash line. Then for the blue, I'm literally gonna go into the same brush that I had the blue on, which is that ColourPop blue, or ColourPop blush. Grab a little bit of blue, attempt to blend out the black. Then I'm gonna, I think I even skipped the green, but I'll go into it. Take a little bit of green, attempt to blow out the blue. And then lastly, I'm gonna use my MUA brush. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Then I'm gonna use a ColourPop E1 brush, go into the two mac and cheese yellowy shades, and completely blow out my lash line. And that is how You guys can't even see. That is how I got my bottom lash line. The only thing that I'm gonna do off, or you know what, let me go ahead and do my inner corner with you guys, and then I can finish everything off camera. So give me 1 second. I just forgot my brush. So this is just a Royal and Land Nickel brush, nothing fancy. Got this from Walmart for I think like cheap. I don't know how much, but not very much. I'm gonna go into Krisanna and Jealous eyeshadow, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. Now I like an obscene inner corner highlight. I know some people don't, but I do. So let me see, because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. So that's the base, and then what I did is went into my Aurora palette to lighten that up with the Auroran color. And I'm just gonna literally layer that right on top. So hopefully I have no problems. And then, no, perfect. My computer is haunted. It's starting to play something fun. Now I'm gonna hop off camera. I'm gonna do my waterline, my mascara, and then I will be coming back to close this look out. So give me 1 second. Alrighty, y'all, so I have come back with all of my face done. Well, not all of my face, the rest of that eye done. And yeah, this is the final look. Well, not the final look. This is the finished first look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay watching if you're interested in look 2 and 3 of the LA Spalsh Classic Horrors palette. See you guys in a second. Alrighty guys, so today is day 2 for my 3 looks 1 palette using the LA Spalsh Classic Horror palette. This is their like Halloween palette, as I said previously, and I am going to work after this, so this is going to be a more work appropriate look for me. I don't really have any constraints when it comes to stuff like that, so I just wear whatever I want. But first I'm gonna go into Psycho, and I did prime my eyes with the Urban Decay primer potion, and I also did not set it. Oh, I did forget to say that I have done my complete base, so if you have any questions on that, just check down below. Hopefully I'll remember everything that I put on my face, and it'll be down in description bar. So next I just want to use the 2 shades that I haven't used yet, which is Zombie and 13th. So I think what I'm going to do is go into, is that Zombie? Zombie? Zombie. It's A-E, not I-E. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Zombie. Am I gonna use the same brush? No, let's switch. I'm gonna switch into this, I think this is Peach and Pearl, yeah. So I'm gonna switch into this smaller blending brush. Okay. And then go under that yellow. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just go into that first brush just to help blend. And it will create like a sort of orange in between the yellow and the pink, but that is, I know a little color story, so that is just going to happen, which is perfectly fine with me. And I'm just gonna go ahead and build this up because I'm finding that this pink is a little hard to get on my lid, let alone blended. So I just want to get that going. Okay, there. That is beautiful. Okay, I like that. I like how it's blended. I'm just going to add a little bit more on this outside just to make sure it's carried all the way out there. Yeah, okay, that is good. Hopefully you guys can see how it is blended, not only the pink to the yellow, but it also has a little orange in the middle. I really like that. So what I want to do next is go into 14th, which I think I'm going to go into my really small blending brush, my MUA one, and I'm going to go into 14th and just deepen out my outer V, hopefully, and bring it in. That didn't really do anything. Okay, well, let's just bring it over. Yeah, I think I prefer when it was just this pink. So I'm actually gonna go back in with Zombie and put that right on top. And just go back in. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into 13th and Nightmare, which are these two right here. I'm gonna go into these two. And those are the two that I'm gonna put all over my lid. Interesting. I feel like I've lost some of that gradient that occurred earlier between the pink and the Psycho. So let me dig in the Psycho and kind of create that gradient again. Okay, there you go. So hopefully you guys can see you have some little bit of yellow, pink, and then like a reddy color down at the bottom. I like how this looks. What I'm gonna do is just, should I go off camera? I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna put literally everything that I did on this eye. I'm gonna finish it out on this eye. I will also do my liquid liner, I will do my mascara, and then I will come back to do my lower lash line with you guys. So just give me 1 second. So now what I'm gonna do is literally just do the exact same thing on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna go once again into 13th and Nightmare with my MUA brush, the same brush. I'm gonna go right under my lash line. Okay, and that's a good base. I'm just going to use the exact same brush I used on my upper lid, and I'm going to go into Zombie and just blend that out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then lastly, I think I'm going to use a smaller brush. I'm going to use the same color pop brush I used in my first look. Go into Psycho only and blend that out. Okay, so I'm really digging this look. I was not expecting it for it to come out like this. I feel like am I even zoomed in? Who knows? Let me see. I kind of am. Okay, we can stay like this. So what I want to do is now do a thin liquid liner. I'm gonna do a thin liquid liner. I'm gonna do my mascara, do my waterline, do my lower mascara, and then find something for my inner corner. I will come right back. Just give me one. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look for look number 2 for my 3 Looks 1 palette in the LA Splash Classic Horror palette. I used only this palette. Oh, inner corner highlight. We're just going to use this palette because it's right here. We're going to use Lyra from the Aurora palette. And I can use this brush here. Okay. Yep, that'll work. Alrighty, so this is the finished look when it came to my second look in the using the LA Splash Classic Horror palette. This is my second look. Look forward to my third look that'll be coming up right now. Hey guys, so this is now the third look using the LA Splash Classic Horror palette. Eventually I'll remember the name of this palette. I did go ahead and just do my base really quickly. Let's just get into the tutorial. Of course, like I've been doing with the other two, I'm priming with the Urban Decay primer potion. Looking like today you guys can actually see me for once, which is always a good thing. So honestly, I can't even remember what my first look was, and that was like 2 days ago. Lord help me. But what I'm going to do, I know I did not focus on these 4 shades, so that's the shades I'm going to focus in on. I might even bring this top one in there, and we're just gonna play around with this palette once again. I'm not going to set I'm not going to set my base because I prefer with this palette with my base to be not set. Oh my god, there's something on my lip. I'm gonna try and move past it. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go into Toxic right there. I'm gonna go into Toxic and put that above my crease. And this is gonna be a shade that I'm gonna have to just kind of stamp on. This shade does not have very much pigmentation, and yeah. Okay, so I just did a pretty thin layer. Honestly, that shade is just okay. So next I'm gonna go into the other yellow shade in this palette, which is Psycho. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's slightly darker. It's kind of leaning more on the mac and cheese side, and I'm just gonna go with that same brush slightly under. So I'm getting closer and closer to my crease. And of course deepening up my crease, because that first yellow just honestly on my complexion isn't worth a cut. Now what I was thinking about doing is, like I said, just going in with these 3 shades. What I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go in with Madness, Blue Moon, and then Cursed. Oh, finally got it. Okay, that order might change, you know, I might, let's just see. Actually, I'm gonna use some new blending brushes because my regular set is just atrocious, and I got new brushes, so I have been testing these out pretty regularly. Let me go with this one. This is from a BH Cosmetics set, and it's number 9. It's from the Marble set. So what I'm going to do is go in with that with Madness, which is the green. I'm just going to dunk in there a good amount of times. And then we're just going to go straight into my crease. Okay, I don't like how my primer is like starting to peel off, but we're just going to try and blend the eyeshadow over that so that nobody can see. But that's not the eyeshadow's fault. That's literally just the fact that this is a really old primer. I've had this sample open for a while, and I've just been trying to get my use out of it. So I really like this color combination already. And I did go all the way from the outside to the inside. I didn't really stop at any point. So hopefully you guys can see. Maybe not. Maybe you can see better now. So I have now put the green in the crease, and it's pretty opaque. This is a pretty opaque color overall. So what I'm gonna do is now find the brush that I put both yellows on, and I'm just gonna go into the Mac and Cheese Psycho just a little bit and just blend my outside. And just do that same thing. Okay, and then I like to go back and forth a couple times with the brushes to my satisfaction. And that's the key, in my opinion. It's your satisfaction. So if you're satisfied when it's not blended to the gods, then you better work, okay? And I'm learning to let my eyes droop so I can see if they're both balanced. Like you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but the green is definitely more opaque and higher up on this eye than it is on this side. So what I'm gonna do is bring it up a little bit on the side. Okay. All right. So right now I just have 3 of these colors on my lid and my crease, and I'm really liking how this is going. Now I want to deepen out. Good Lord. Now I want to deepen up this color scheme just a little bit and go into Blue Moon. So let me find another brush. I think I'm gonna find that MAC brush that I purchased. Actually, I could use that too. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this MAC brush. It's the 217. It's the synthetic version, just for anybody out there wondering. And then I'm gonna go into, I think I said Blue Moon. Yeah, we're gonna go into Blue Moon. Hope this doesn't mess up this look. And we're just gonna pat it on the outside first. So pat, pat, pat. And then we're gonna blend into the crease. I don't want to bring it up as high as the green. And I think what I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna bring it all the way across. Yeah. We're just not gonna bring it up as high as the green is. It's interesting. Doesn't look as though the green and the blue are blending the best together. That might be a color theory thing. Honestly, y'all, I'm not the best on color theory. I just kind of wing it. Whatever. Let's do a halo eye. So let's bring this into the inner corner too. I probably have. I don't remember. 3 looks and I've already forgotten what I've done. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is see if it'll work. If not, then I'll repack on the shadow. But what I'm gonna do is just take the BH Cosmetics brush that I put the green down on, and I'm just gonna try and blend the green and the blue together. If it doesn't work, then we'll go to plan B. Let's see if it works. It appears as though the blue is just kind of going away. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my MAC brush again. I'm gonna pack this back where I had it. Okay, and then I'm gonna look for my really small Sigma brush. Found it. And this is the Sigma E36. It's insanely small. It is dirty. But what this does is it helps you to blend, but just the very edges of the actual color. So in temperamental shadows like this, I'm not going to be blending the whole crease. I'm literally just going to be blending the very edge of the blue to the green. Hopefully. We will see. And with this brush, I kind of just do windshield wiper movements. If there's a particular spot that I feel like is just being a butt, and then I'll go into circular motions. I don't know, guys, this is not my vision. My beautiful, beautiful vision is not coming full circle. So let's try again. Okay, you know, I'm not that one who's gonna sit here and take a million years to blend out a shadow. Probably why my looks don't look half as blended as other people's, but you know what? My patience are going thin. So what I'm gonna do is just, actually I think this, you know what? I think this is fine. I think this is perfectly fine. So let me just close my eyes so you guys can see. Lift them up so you guys can see. Hopefully you guys can see that there's still the yellow, green, and blue. The blue and the green are as blended in between as I would personally want them to be. But honestly, I think this blue is just a little too temperamental. What I probably would have had to do is put some form of adhesive down just for this blue, like maybe like a primer or something, which had I known it would have been this temperamental, I would have probably just done a full cut crease and pat it down, but it is okay. What I want to do now is cut my lid. So I pretty much don't have very much of the concealer that I've been using, which is the Maybelline Age Rewind. This is probably going to be the last time I do anything with this concealer because as you can see, it is down to the absolute bottom. So I'll just go ahead and throw this away. I'm happy about that. I got my money's worth. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut my lid so that it gets the halo effect. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see I did a nice big surface for where I cut my lids. Now what I'm gonna do is take the MAC brush that I had Blue Moon on, and I packed it on the outside, and I'm just gonna go ahead and buff out the edges of this concealer so it's not too harsh. Okay, so now what I'm thinking about doing is literally just following the steps of the colors that we did. I think I might put Cursed. Okay, I'm using that same flat brush that I laid down the concealer, and I'm gonna put Cursed down first. Then I think I'm gonna try and fit the green in there, and the green is called Madness. I think I might just go for Toxic because Toxic is brighter, and in the Halo High you want the very middle to be nice and bright. And I'm just gonna take that and kind of try and brighten up this whole kit and caboodle. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just kind of attempt to blend all of this stuff together. I don't know if you guys can see that, but oh Lord. Okay, well, it's something different. Something very, very different. So now what I'm going to do is do my bottom lashes with you guys. And my bottom lashes, as always, is going to be pretty quick. I'm gonna use, this is a brush from an indie brand. I can't remember what brand it is. I'm gonna use the two blues. So I'm gonna use Cursed and Blue Moon. I'm just gonna dunk back and forth between them on this thinner brush and just go. Then I'm gonna take that same BH Cosmetics brush that I had Madness on, which is the green, add a little bit, and then we are going to blend that out and go into the Mac and Cheese shade, which is Psycho, and just go even lower. I know this is really low for a lot of people. If you have watched any of my tutorials, you know I don't mind having a lower lash line. I think this actually looks kind of cool. Oh joy. I just looked up, oh, I just got concealer on my light. Ah, great. I just looked up and my camera stopped recording. I have no idea. Sorry, I was cleaning my light. I have no idea where it stopped recording, but bang, how I'm actually starting to like where this has went. So what I'm gonna do is actually hop off camera for real this time. I'm gonna do my upper lash line. I think I'm gonna do a really thin liner. I'm going to do mascara, and I'm gonna do my waterline and then my lips, and then I will be back. So just give me 1 second. Hey guys, so I went ahead and finished up my, in typical me fashion, I forgot my inner corner highlight and I misplaced my ABH palette. It's back here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw on the ABH palette because it was in shot. Let me clean off this brush. And I think I'm just gonna go into Helia, which is the green undertone. Yeah, let's go in with that. So sorry, I don't know if you guys could see me attempting to insert this. I really like a decently poppy inner corner highlight, and this brush is doing okay. It's not doing the best, it's not doing the worst. It also doesn't help that I can't see. So yeah, this is the final finished look using the LA Spalsh classic horror palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-look-1 palette. I definitely did. It definitely shows me how many looks you can get from a palette, because this is now my 6th look with this palette, and none of my looks looked exactly, no, 5th, because I recreated 1 look. So none of my looks have looked the exact same other than the one that I recreated. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. If you guys want a review, I'm thinking about doing another indie week, so this could be like I review this palette in that indie week. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. As always, y'all, it has been real. I hope you guys liked all 3 of the looks, like I said umpteen times before. If you did, please go ahead and let me know down. I really would appreciate it. And I think that's it. I don't know. Yeah, let's say that's it. As always, y'all, peace.